What's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks for the MLS on Wednesday, May 15th. Well, guys, for the first time this season, we have a midweek slate in the MLS, 13 games on the schedule, and they all kick off at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time or later than that. So it's going to be quite an entertaining midweek evening that we have and night as well with those West Coast matchups. You are getting a free pick for every single one of those games here in this video. And I also included, finally, I remembered to include a parlay. It's a nice four-legger, and you will get that one at the end of this video after we go through every game that we have. We also have a bunch of games in Europe, including Coppa Italia finale. Picks for that you can find in a separate video up on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel. All you have to do is go up there, see what you like. You have those playlists. It's quite arranged. It's arranged quite nicely, and we do appreciate you subscribing and, of course, hitting that like button. As usual, feel free to leave a comment on any of these videos, and you will get a response from me if you have a question. And for my best bets, click the link in the description that will get you up to my page where you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass if that's something you want to do. Up on the Pick Dawgz website, I also already have a month-long pack for Euro Cup and Copa America at a discounted price. So check it out if you like that, guys, and sign up. And let's win some money together. Let's get this show on the road, everyone. 13 games, like I said, we are going to kick it off with Montreal versus Columbus. Uh, Honestly, both of these teams have been quite inconsistent, especially Montreal, who's been struggling a lot. They are without a win in their last 5 games. However, they are scoring goals quite consistently. And because of that, I think it could go either way, if I'm being honest. I think that Montreal is due for a nice performance at home, especially against Columbus, who still hasn't won a single game on the road this season. But I think that goals are the way to go in this game. And we are actually getting over 2.5 at minus 128, which I will gladly take. DC United and New York Red Bulls is the next matchup we have to talk about. And DC United has gained a bit of a momentum right now, undefeated in their last 3 games while winning 2 of their last 3. They have scored a lot of goals in those 3 games. However, they have also conceded a lot of goals. Defensively, they are a big mess right now. And luckily for them, they do have the offense to kind of compensate for that. But that's not going to be an easy task to accomplish against Red Bulls, who actually have been quite solid this season. They are in sixth place overall, and they are playing pretty well, especially when playing at home. On the road, they are a bit more sloppier than they are at home, but still they can score goals, and I think that they will score a goal, at least one here against DC United. So I'm going with both teams to score an over 2.5 goals at minus 108. Cincinnati and Atlanta is the next matchup, and at this price, this is a no-brainer for me, guys. We have to take Cincinnati on the money line. Cincinnati is on a 4-game winning streak. Atlanta, a very, very sloppy team right now. They have some injuries. They are coming off of another loss to DC United at home. They are conceding a ton of goals, and they won only one of their last 6 games. On top of that, Atlanta hasn't won a single game on the road this season. And when we have Cincinnati on such a big, big winning streak, we have to take them at this price. So, keeping it simple, guys, I'm taking Cincinnati on the money line at minus 125. For our next game, guys, we have a Florida derby between Orlando and Inter Miami. And I gotta be honest, I do not understand why Inter Miami is plus 147. I suppose that's a good thing for us because we can take them on the money line and get a bunch of money. They do have a lot of injuries, yes, but Messi is in, Suarez is in, and pretty much all of their starters are ready to play. And let's be honest, Orlando is not a good team this season, especially defensively. They haven't won any of their last 3 home games. They have been conceding goals quite consistently against weaker teams than Inter Miami is. And in the previous game, Messi hasn't had a single assist or a goal, even though they've scored, I think, 3 goals against Montreal. So this is a game where we have to take Inter Miami on the money line. as a single pick, it's definitely good enough at plus 147. But I'm going for a full swing here, guys, and I'm taking Inter Miami to win and over 2.5 goals at plus 225. In the next game, guys, we have Philadelphia hosting New York City FC, and this one could also be fairly interesting. Now, I've put my faith on Philadelphia last week, and they did not play well. They ended up losing that game 3-2 to Orlando on the road. But this is their second game in a row that they're playing it at home, and I'm hoping they will show up in this game. Now, we've seen both teams scoring in over 2.5, hitting in 5 of the last 5 games between these two teams. I think we could see it potentially here as well. But I'm just going to stick to both teams to score at minus 154. I am a bit cautious, yes, but I think that this could be a very entertaining and interesting matchup in the MLS. Austin and Houston is another Texas derby, and it almost seems like these Texas teams are playing against each other in every single week, every single match day. I'm sure it's not that close, but we did have Dallas and Austin facing off. Before that, we had Dallas and Houston and stuff like that. But as far as this game goes, Houston is coming off of a win against Kansas, and it was a big win for them, yes. But then again, they have been so inconsistent lately that I'm not quite sure that their defensive problems are gone with that win. Austin, as of right now, has a little bit more offense to show for, and I think that they can simply outscore Houston here at home. And because of that, I'm going to take Austin on the money line at plus 147. Chicago and Charlotte are facing off in the next matchup, and you know what? Chicago hasn't won any of their last 5 games, while Charlotte has been one of the best defensive teams in the league, and they've conceded only 13 goals so far this season. While playing on the road, they have conceded 7 goals. While scoring only 3. So they are not scoring a lot of goals, but I think that their defense will have a huge say in this game. With Chicago being so bad again this season, so inconsistent, might be but the better word to use. I don't think that they can beat Charlotte here. So I'm not gonna take the under 2.5, even though I do kind of like it. I do not like taking unders. The last time I took it, the game ended in a 2-2 draw. Uh, I'm gonna take Charlotte on the double chance here at minus 139. I think it's gonna be a tight game. I think it's gonna be a battle, and because of that, I think we're gonna see uh, possibly the draw out of this one. But I think that the least Charlotte will get here is the draw and possibly even a win. Minnesota is hosting LA Galaxy, who used to be the best team in the league, but they are in a bit of a slump right now, the first of the season. And they are without a win in their last 3 games. Now, when playing at home, Minnesota hasn't lost to Galaxy in any of their last 3 games, and they are now on a 3 game winning streak, during which they've scored 7 goals. Now, they did keep one clean sheet during that streak, but with Galaxy slowly getting back their groove, I think that they will be a real threat here in this game. They got a 2-2 draw against Salt Lake last weekend. They are healthy. They have all of their players available, and I think that this is going to be a highly entertaining matchup, possibly one of the best games of the day. And because of that, I do expect goals, and I do expect at least 2 goals in the first half, which is going to be my pick. So over 1.5 goals in the first half at plus 112. Toronto will be traveling to Nashville in the next matchup, and they are coming off of a loss against NYCFC. They lost 3-2. Defensively, they were a bit sloppy, and on top of that, they did lose Bernadeschi, who got a red card late in the game and will be suspended here. But the one positive news is the fact that they did get Lorenzo Insigne back, and that is another dimension in that attacking front for Toronto. Now, I'm not saying they will win this game. It's going to be a hard game despite Nashville struggling a lot, despite Nashville winning only one of their last 6 games. Uh, but I do like corners in this one. Toronto and corners have gone hand to hand in this early season. And with that in mind, I'm taking over 9.5 corners at minus 115. St. Louis is hosting LAFC in the next matchup, and you know what? LAFC did just beat Vancouver 3-0 at home, and they are coming off of a 3-1 win on the road against Las Vegas Lights in that US Open Cup. But I still think that they are a bit overrated this season. I don't know, they just seem to be playing a lot better at home than they are on the road, as they've scored only 5 goals on the road this season, conceded 13, haven't won a single game yet on the road, and it is that defense that they usually have at home that it's lacking quite a bit on the road. Now, St. Louis on the other side hasn't had a good start to the season, but when playing at home, they're solid and they're still undefeated. And defensively, they are basically a fortress when playing at home with only 4 conceded goals in 6 games. So I'm gonna keep it simple. At this price, I'm taking St. Louis on the money line, and hopefully they can get it done. Maybe 1-0, 2-0 win. I'm not sure LAFC can score on the road. So I'm sticking to St. Louis on the money line. Colorado will be hosting Vancouver, who are in a bit of a slump right now, and they haven't been scoring a lot on the road. Like I just said, they coming off of a loss to LAFC 3-0 on the road. While Colorado is coming off of a surprising loss to San Jose at home. Now, they will definitely be looking to bounce back, and they have been quite solid this season on both ends, more so in the attacking end. They have been scoring goals, and that was compensating for those bad defensive moves they suffered. But I don't think that either side can keep a clean sheet in this one. I think it could go either way. I think that Vancouver is due for a nice performance in that attacking end, and I think it's going to happen here against Colorado. So I'm taking both teams to score in over 2.5 at minus 108. Salt Lake is hosting Seattle, who have also been gaining a bit of a momentum, and they're now undefeated in their last 3 games while being on a 2-game winning streak. They have beaten Louisville City in the U.S. Open Cup, and they have beaten Portland in that West Coast Derby on the road, I might add. While Salt Lake hasn't won any of their last 2 games, but those 2 games were on the road. When playing at home, Salt Lake has 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 8 scored goals, and only 3 conceded goals. So defensively, they are in a very similar position as St. Louis is, and their defense has been keeping them apart from other teams who are playing at home. So once again, I have to go with the home team here, and that is Salt Lake on the money line. Despite Seattle being in a decent form, I'm sure that they will try and do something in this game, but I think that Salt Lake is coming out on top. And the last pick before we move on to parlay of the day, that is MLS parlay. We have Portland and San Jose facing off, and even though San Jose is coming off of a nice win against Colorado on the road, I am not convinced that their defensive problems are gone. Yes, they have won their last 3 games in a row, but I think this is going to be a huge letdown spot for them. I do like Portland in this one. I can't state that enough. I like them to get a win. They are on a big losing streak. They are due for a nice performance. It's going to come at home. It's going to come against San Jose. But as my pick officially for this game, I'm taking both teams to score in over 2.5 goals at minus 120. We cannot disregard the fact that San Jose is on a nice winning streak, that they are scoring goals, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to get a win. So might even take both teams to score and Portland to win for a huge plus money as my secondary pick as well. Now we are up to the parlay in the MLS, guys. A nice four-legger. I'm taking Inter Miami on the double chance against Orlando. Minnesota versus Galaxy over 2.5 goals. Portland versus San Jose over 2.5 goals. And Montreal versus Columbus over 1.5 goals. This four-leg parlay pays at plus 344. Hopefully, it's going to be an entertaining evening. Hopefully, it's going to be a profitable evening. And let's get that money in our pockets, guys. That's it. Enjoy your day. Good luck with all of your bets. And we'll see you soon with more free picks.